All right, welcome to another episode of Big Human Dead. I am your co-host, Rob Ayers. Along with me is the other co-host, Neil Black.
Let's not cut.
No, not
but
at
let's
all.
start again.
We can't cut that at all.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll just do it this time.
Okay.
All right, are we all ready?
We're ready.
Okay. Hey, everybody. We are back with with another installment of Big Human Dead,
Yes.
a podcast where myself, Neil McKay, and my friend and co-host Rob Ayers just sort of riff and talk about horror movies and things that we like. Rob and I met working on a comic book together called The Story on the Road to Waterloo.
Mm-hmm.
We had such a great time working together and collaborating with each other, if you will, that we're sort of doing this podcast as an excuse to talk to each other, kind of more often, even though,
It's true.
all of the sweaty work is done on the book. So it's just Rob's the artist, so he's just doing everything himself too, inking, coloring, lettering, everything. So So in the interim, we're doing this, and it's going pretty well so far.
Just talking about our own addiction to horror, and that's about it. Sorry about that opening, but it was totally that when I started into it, and I was saying Neil, but my brain was saying Buddy Black.
Right.
And it was after I finished the first word that I realized I wasn't sure which track I was supposed to be on. Right.
No, that happens. That absolutely. I'm not teasing. That absolutely happens. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry,
okay.
Buddy Black is sort of I'm a in addition to writing comics and all of this nonsense.
You're a big rock star.
I play
an enormous rock star.
Just gigantic.
Yeah. He's the Katy Perry of
not
the Toronto
not in popularity,
punk rock scene.
but I am 11 feet tall and weigh upwards of 700 pounds. Like I'm a half giant.
Just a literal giant rock star.
Literal giant rock star.
Yeah. And he just crushes tiny electric guitars in his huge meaty fists.
It's hilarious. Actually. At first it bothered me, but now I see the humor in it. Yeah.
And it's more, I'd say, he's usually put on the bill as punk rock, but it's really more of an avant-garde kind of art show.
Yeah.
In my opinion. More like the German punk, where it was a little experimental.
Yeah. Sort of turn of the century cabaret meets
turn of the century. Yes.
Meets like turn of the century German cabaret meets sideshow freak show kind of stuff. That's how enormous I am.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yes.
Speaking of nothing that we were just speaking about,
fascinating images.
Fascinating. I guess. Okay.
Speaking of ham-fisted things, that was a pretty ham-fisted segue.
That's a good call. I was talking with one of my friends recently, and he was telling me this amazing story about how he was a little kid, like he was maybe 7 or 8 years old. And he was at the video store with his parents, and he saw a copy of, I think it was American Ninja 3.
Okay.
On
nice.
Like on the rack there.
Is that Michael Dudikoff? Yeah.
I am not.
Sorry.
I am not an American Ninja aficionado. I think I saw the first one and then maybe the fifth one.
Okay.
But somewhere along, it's like all of the Iron Eagle movies. Like at a certain point, I just shut off.
Fair enough.
But yeah. So I guess the story he was telling was, he was there and he just saw like there was a ninja, and then like two women in bikinis.
Yeah.
And he knew just from the cover that was the greatest movie ever made.
Yes.
I think he was too young to rent it. I don't think they rented it for him.
Right.
But the cover for American Ninja 3 or 4, 9 or whatever, which I don't think he even remembers.
Yeah.
But the cover for this American Ninja movie was enough to, I guess in a way, sort of inform the rest of his person in a way.
Yeah.
Like it was like,
I think for many of us, the box art of these video cassettes really did a number on us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it was just a wall of everything we wanted but couldn't have. Mm-hmm. And so we were just left to our own devices.
I remember.
And so, yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember going to the horror section at Jumbo Video back in London, Ontario, and like above the horror section, like they used to. I don't know if you remember. They used to dress up horror sections in video stores. So above the horror section was like this kind of like stuffed animal-y kind of ghoulish gargoyle or vampire, and it even had like, I think at one time the eyes even twinkled when they turned it on, like twinkled red and stuff. And I just it was right at the back of the store, kind of like the forbidden library and all of those crappy stories and movies and all, like I got a book for you, like whatever. So, and I remember like having to sort of sneak away from my folks, and at first I would just sort of like walk around in front of it, like as I was too afraid to go in.
Okay.
But yeah, eventually I would go in and then just start looking at.
Oh, that's awesome.
Looking at these, just the covers,
right.
And then once I got to be whatever, like 15, 16, and I was entrusted with my own video membership. Yeah, it was just horror movies all the time. Like just go, it's like, hey, that movie, I'm not even going to read the back. I'm not going to see who's in it. That movie has a rock and roll skeleton on the front. Yes, I am renting that movie. Like
cool.
Slumber Party Massacre 2 with the driller killer.
Yeah.
I absolutely rented that movie because of, James Dean holding a colossal drill.
Right.
Like that's...
Yeah, that's what this episode's all going to be about.
Yeah.
Like all the covers that really like burn themselves into our memories.
Right.
Even though we were not allowed to see them. So let's go into a song, and when we come back, we're going to reveal which covers to these cassette tapes were like really stand out.
Absolutely.
All right.
Cool.
I think this is a very important part of us horror junkies. What is that called? Like the pedagogic.
I have no idea what word you're going for right now.
Yeah. Yeah, just the foundation of all of our addictions. All of us horror junkies.
Yeah.
I think
genesis.
That's it. The genesis genesis kind of lies within.
What's
I'm here in Vienna, Austria, so like some
count.
Smart words I only know because I heard them in German, and then I learned the meaning, and maybe I didn't know the answer or the meaning of these words before. And pedagogic. It's the pedagogic.
All right, I might be making an ass of myself, but
no, you're not. I think you're in the right, because I don't actually know the real English word for it, even though maybe I should. I think it's one of these smart. Maybe it's the same.
I looked up Rob's word here.
Did you? Good.
I think what you were going for was pedagogic.
Yeah, that's what I said. Pedagogic.
Okay. I heard panagurggle.
Panagurggle. All those kids with their panagurggle bullshit.
So pedagogic, I didn't know this. Yeah. Thank you for teaching me a new word. Is of or relating to teaching.
Okay. Yep.
So so that's what you were going for, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. No, that's cool. That's good.
And it's the same in English.
Yeah. No, I have literally never heard that word before.
Yeah, I didn't hear it until I became
certainly not in casual conversation about VHS movie covers.
Not at all. I think I heard it just because I know a few teachers here.
Okay. Yeah.
And pedagogics is kind of like like pedagurgle is kind of a very popular very popular subject to go into if you're going to university and you're not sure what to do with your life. Go into panagurggle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to the topic with the box art.
Sure. So I think before we just start riffing, let's sharpen this question a tiny little bit. So
yes,
of all of these, all of the box art and all of that stuff that you saw and whatever burned into or pedagogued into your
yes, I think it's brain. A verb as well. Yeah.
It's a pretty made up word, so I'm just gonna.
It's true.
You're trying to cheat at Scrabble.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Anyways, what's the one that actually, it had a bitchin' box, and the movie inside was also bitchin'? Because there's been, when you're 16, 17, going into stores and hey, oh yeah, this one, two mummies are, kick fighting on the front, and then you turn it on and
I think it's definitely
Well, I was going to say it's not a horror movie per se, but Viking Massacre.
Viking Massacre. I don't know this one.
No, you don't, and it's not like if you haven't seen it's not anything like that. It was, I don't know where I came upon this movie. I have no idea. I think I bought it for like $2 at a going out of business video store sale or something. And on the front is this silhouette of this like crazy bitchin' Viking dude standing on like a pile of corpses, and he's holding his axe, and he's just like just so amazing.
Cool.
And the movie was just about sort of like, I don't know, sort of like a dude. Like he was a Viking. Like he was a Viking dude. Like just this dude who, I think he was trying to save his girlfriend or something like that. I can't remember exactly the plot, but there was no massacre in a conventional sense.
Yeah.
Like he was running around throwing knives at Vikings. Like he would like hide in a tree and throw a knife at a Viking, and like that's fine.
Yeah.
We should.
You can't put that on a cover though. That's
Viking infiltration.
Yeah.
Or Viking assassination.
Yeah. No one's going to rent some weird, wiry little dude in a tree with throwing a knife at a Viking.
Yeah, I don't want to see. I don't want to see that, and I didn't want to see that. I wanted to see a Viking massacre. And
what did you imagine in your head when you saw the cover before you saw the movie?
Just like Conan with no tact, no taste. Okay. Just I don't know, like the 49 minutes of just axe fighting. You know.
That'd be bitchin'.
Yeah. No, that's what I wanted. Yeah. But so the question is, what's the horror movie with the
misleading?
Well, yeah, no. But we'll get to that in a minute. But like, what was the box art that matched? How awesome the movie was. Awesome box art. Awesome movie. Yeah, like what's the one that really stands out?
Well, that's hard, just one, because I thought when I was thinking about this question, like I thought, okay, this is going to be pretty easy. That there's going to be a million that did not match the movie inside. Yeah, and then looking at these covers, there were actually a few that did match. Mm-hmm. And I think some of these movies are still my favorite movies, and I wonder if it's because, or at least in small part, because I saw the cover for years as a child, much like you did. Like I would go to the video store with my dad and my mom, and I would go there and I would sneak into the horror section, and then I would be, dumbstruck, flabbergasted, there in front of all these brilliant and beautiful paintings on these tiny boxes. Yeah. And I would see these things, and I would just make up a story immediately because I couldn't rent the movie, obviously. And so for years I had, a story for that and a story for that and a story for that. And then when I finally got old enough, as a teenager to rent them on my own, or that I would see them on cable or wherever. Right. Then they rarely ever held up to the mythical memory that I had.
Yeah.
And the ones that did are still some of my faves. Mm-hmm. And for example, Dead Alive.
Oh yeah.
Dead Alive. This movie, otherwise known as Brain Dead, from wherever country you're in. I don't know if it's split up.
I think it's only Europe. I think it's only Europe that it's called. It's like
Brain Dead.
Europe and like Australia and New Zealand are the only places that call it Brain Dead for some reason. I think
so too.
Yeah.
Because when I was young, it was always Dead Alive. Mm-hmm. And this cover it's the one with the young woman, and she's pulling her mouth open, and inside there's the skull with the bulging eyes.
Yeah.
And this cover, this had to be one of the best movies. I mean, look at this. You can't just arbitrarily put an image like that on something and have it suck. And lo and behold, it didn't suck.
That might be because I love skeletons with eyeballs for some reason. Like I just think that they're the most amazing thing in the world.
Yeah.
Maybe that's if you could go back in time and like tell your younger self.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the indication. Where it's like, hey,
it could be.
It's like little Robbie, and like you would, because like you're hiding in the horror section, waiting for yourself to come in. And I'm sure from an outsider's perspective, like it's gonna look pretty kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like a grown man creepy. Trying to lure a child.
Hey, that's some bad panagurgles right there.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, it's like, hey, little Robbie, only rent movies where the skeletons have like fully fleshed eyeballs on it. Like Evil Dead 2 is another one.
I was just about to say, like
Evil Dead 2, there's a skull. Skull's got an eyeball.
Yeah, that's also on my just as good as box art list.
Yeah.
Like this movie, this is kind of a little digression. When I was visiting, I would stay the summers with my grandparents in Florida. Mm-hmm. And my aunt, my grandmother's sister, she worked at the library, and the library would get posters whenever they got new video cassettes in, and it would usually be posters for, I don't know, like The Prince of Tides or Beaches or some art film or National Geographic, National Geographic video cassettes.
That's what they call National Geographic in Florida.
Yeah, National Geographic. It's in. Come on, honey, let's go watch it. And she brought home, she would always pull a cool poster for me if ever they got one, which was very rare because, like I said, they only got bullshit posters for bullshit movies.
Yeah.
Well, she brought home this huge, long, like it was a long roll. Like this was a super huge like a bus stop poster. Mm-hmm. And I unroll it, and it's the Evil Dead 2 poster.
Oh,
it's this
awesome.
Giant skull
That's
with the
so
eyes.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And the black background, and the eyes are like looking at you sideways like they do.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness. And my grandmother, she was dumbstruck. She didn't know what to say. She just
clutched her pearls.
Yes. Clutched her handbag immediately, and oh, are you sure?
I have never. Is what she said.
Yes. And my grandma, like she's I mean, I'm sure back in the day she was a fun time gal. Yeah. But this was just a step too far, and she was like, "Eileen, are you serious? Rob is too young for this." And I'm like, "Oh my God, it's the best poster in the world." And she's saying, he's going to be terrified of it. You can't give that to him. And I'm over in the other room. I can't believe I have the best poster in the world. I'm not terrified at all. This is really a magic day. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's Evil Dead 2. Again, like, I had no idea what the movie was, what it was about. I just knew it's probably one of the best movies ever.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. The Stuff is one more. And you mentioned, it's funny you mentioned Slumber Party 2. Slumber Party Massacre 2, because that's actually on my little list here. One of the covers I saw, it's got all these women in their 90s, and they're all kind of like draped across the floor.
They're just about to have like a sweaty sorority pillow fight.
Yeah, and then you've got leather-clad psycho with sunglasses and the spiked hair and the long in the back and the drill axe guitar.
Yeah.
This also had to be one of the best.
Just magic. Just so very magic. The one that stands out for me a ton. And you know this, and anyone, if you talk to me sort of for more than half an hour, it'll come up, was Chillers.
Yes, this is a great cover.
Yeah, so
the movie is also badass.
Yeah, so I actually wrote an entire concept record about Chillers, maybe, I don't know, in 2011, and that's where Rob and I actually even first met each other. He did some cover art for my for Witchfinger, yeah. And
so cool.
but yeah, like the cover is like there's a bus, and there's like a demon driving the bus.
Yeah, and there's this ethereal light in the back, shining around there.
And then on the marquee or whatever, it says hell. So like the bus is going to hell. And like
and the font used for the word Chillers itself.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this these meaty, bony letters with claws.
Yeah, no, it's super badass. And then the movie's just like this like really cool like labor of love, like indie horror vignette film. Really, really awesome. And like I've seen Chillers hundreds and hundreds, maybe a couple of thousand times, literally. Like
he's watching it right now while we're talking. It's on in the background.
Between the ages of like 15 and no, I think it was between the ages of 14 and 18. I watched that movie pretty much every day.
Wow. Okay.
Like if there are 360, like I probably took Christmas off.
Right.
But like literally every single day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, and Chopping Mall. I have to mention Chopping Mall.
Oh, yes. Oh,
this
I got
to...
Okay, I'm writing that down. We talked about this a little while ago, and it's like, I got to watch Chopping Mall again. Jesus.
This cover has the brutal robot hand with the spikes holding a shopping bag, and there's like a tear in the bottom of the shopping bag, and there's some dude's face looking out in terror, who was in terror because he obviously had his head ripped off.
Yeah.
This is another box that I thought, okay, like this movie, it's the best. And lo and behold, it's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's open this question up a little bit more. Let's really open it up. See what take her out. See what she can really do.
Okay. Before we get into the other side of this topic of box art mayhem, I would like to do a little something that we like to call Eat It Movie.
Oh, I love this game.
Yeah, it's a slight variation. This time we're doing it. This is the professional edition. All right. In this game,
sorry, for those of you who can't see what's happening, as soon as Rob said we're going to do the professional edition, he got out of his chair and reached for something. And I'm like, oh shit! Like something really. He just turned his lamp on.
I brought you light.
Yeah, it was really. Is that what? Is this the professional edition?
That's what professional edition means.
I can see you more clearly. Yeah.
Yeah, in this one I can actually read what I wrote.
Yeah.
I don't mean professionals. I mean like I'm going to be a little professional when I do this now.
Perfect.
In this game, Eat It Movie, I take a movie and I will say which movie it is, and then I will say a line of criticism, and I will omit some words.
Okay.
And Neil will have to guess what those words are.
Sure.
This is for no money, no prize whatsoever.
Okay.
Where I'm gonna plan the reacquisition of my soul much better than just leaving it to chance on a movie with a theme song that I snagged from Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Right.
And so the soul, the Xerox soul, you hold on to that for now.
Still have it.
This game is just purely a gentleman's game.
Just for fun.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. And this is the professional edition insofar as the critiques are from professional reviewers.
Yeah, it's like not...
Yeah, not YouTube comments this time.
Bunny Love 86.
Exactly.
I was still thinking about some of the. I don't know if this one's going to air before or after the other Eat It movie we did is on there, but I was thinking about more of those comments afterwards. Like
they're magic.
The one guy's like what or can you imagine if what was the actual one? It's like if you saw a zombie with a knife in his hand.
Like this needs to be on a T-shirt. It needs to be like the log line for a movie. Like I love this. It's happened in a lot of movies though. Like that's the whole like the Deus Ex Machina of like the of Day of the Dead. Yeah.
Was
it's true, huh? Yeah.
I think Chud 2. Chud 2 doesn't super count
Chud 2
for
is
anything.
the worst movie ever moved. Bud the Chud can go fuck himself. This is ugh. But yeah, it was a what if you found a zombie with a knife in his hand? This is so
holy crap.
Yeah. That's some panagurggle craziness right there.
That YouTube commenter just just tore the entire horror genre wide open.
Totally.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay, so the first one we have is from Evil Dead, 1981.
Okay.
The Sam Raimi classic.
All right.
The line from People magazine, film reviewer, it didn't give his name, is, "To what blank blank of human nature do movies like this appeal?" Needless to say, this is a negative review.
Well, I mean, don't give me too many hints.
Okay.
Because it could have been from what, like...
Golden Goose.
Yeah. Never mind. I'm going to say Dark Pit?
Close. To what perverse strains of human
Oh, okay.
do movies like this appeal? People magazine, you are completely off base. I don't know if they don't know who their market is.
Evil
People
Dead
magazine.
1 is not my favorite. It's not my favorite either. Movie.
But it's still good. I think it's a good horror movie. It's not, but like when I compare it to Evil Dead 2 and my other favorite horror movies, I think it belongs. It belongs in the history.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. It's okay that it's there for sure.
Exactly.
But it's there's not a lot of like Three Stooges sort of like wacky gags happening, which I think that's kind of really when it started to make a big difference for me. You know what I mean? Like that was enough.
I think you can really see like they were trying to do one thing in the beginning with Evil Dead, and then they kind of forsoken their their comedic slapstick brutality of their short films of the Raimi, Tappert, Campbell Genesis, and then when that one was kind of successful as a horror movie, but only because everyone was clamoring for horror movies at the time. Yeah. And then they realized, oh, we forgot to do what we're really good at. Yeah. And then they put the goofy jokes back into.
It's like they were. It's almost like they were trying too hard. They were trying too hard to impress everyone when they should have just, if they just really tried to impress themselves and have a good time, then and that's when Evil Dead 2 showed up. Anyways, let's go on to number 2.
Number 2 is from Night of the Comet. I like this movie.
Okay.
I'm sure there's arguments as to it being not so great, but I love it. I love it. And the reviewer said, blank that is fondly remembered and best blank blank blank.
There's a lot of blanks. There's a lot of blanks in that one.
I know.
I would need the blank that is fondly remembered and then
and is best blank blank.
I'm gonna say
okay. Here it is. Blank that is fondly remembered and best blank at blank. That makes it even worse a little bit, huh?
I was gonna. I mean, the second blank is forgotten.
No.
No. There's no way I'm gonna get this one. There's too many blanks.
Crap that is fondly remembered and best left at that.
Oh.
So, Walter Chaw from Film Freak Central, you are a bad reviewer. One, because it's a good movie, and two, it's just a bad sentence.
It's really, yeah. There's no way I could. Yeah.
It actually makes more sense with the blanks. Like it's just grammatically poor.
Yeah.
So, Walter Chaw, you have no leg to stand on. Number 3, Pumpkinhead. Another of my favorites. Lance Henriksen.
Yes.
Should be in every movie ever made, ever.
You know what? I love Lance Henriksen so much. Yeah.
Typically, blank and blank. The blank is low par for the course. The blank close by.
What the hell are you doing? Can you hold it up or something? Like, I can't remember all of that.
I thought you'd like that. The blank, 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 and the blank, blank, blank. Okay, that one's nonsense. I was actually just so floored that someone gave Pumpkinhead a bad review that I put it in there with no cause or causality as to what the blanks are going to be or why it should be in the game. It's typically hollow and patchy. The script is low par for the course. The acting close behind. So this Richard Harrington, who I'm going to fondly refer to as Dick Harrington.
Yeah, Dick Harrington.
Is from the Washington Post and clearly has no eyes, ears, or other kind of senses you might need for renting, watching movies.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the 4th one. I'll cut back on the blanks a little bit for you.
Yeah, it's, otherwise, like, I don't mean to complain. It's just, there's literally no way. Yeah.
Okay, this is a movie from your neck of the woods, actually.
Okay.
The Great North.
Yeah.
My Bloody Valentine.
Okay, cool.
The Canadian classic. Another movie I love.
Yeah.
This is the 1980. What was it? 1984. It's one of the 80s. I don't remember.
Yeah.
81.
I haven't really thought of it in a long time. I don't know.
Okay.
I got to go back and watch it again.
Okay, it's not the remake though. This is the original version. Quickly blank into a piece of blank.
Fall crap?
No, but it's close. Quickly dissolves into a piece of hack work, much like this review from Nick Shager from Lessons of Darkness.
In the first Eat It movie, some of the words were not, like, they were pretty common words. Like, how am I supposed to guess hack work?
Hack work? Yeah, everyone says hack work.
So is that this is a hyphenated word, I assume.
Right.
Yeah.
Do we have any nectarines? Oh no! When I was at the shop, I really did a hack work of a job shopping for what we needed. Damn it!
Well, I'm gonna have to put that in along with whatever panagurggle or whatever it's called. I really need to add panagurggle and hack work into my everyday vocabulary.
It's true.
Yep.
Okay, there's just 2 more. This is the last 2.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, brace yourself. Last one is Reanimator.
Okay. One of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, fair enough. It's this kind of blank blank stuff that gives blank a bad name.
Gross out and horror?
No. Dave Kerr from Chicago Reader is an idiot because he says it's this kind of flat-footed stuff that gives garbage a bad name. I can't imagine saying something like that about Reanimator.
And that's kind of you're kind of mixing your analogies a little too hard.
A little.
There.
That's a little try-hardy.
Yeah, garbage is reputedly pretty well balanced. Like what do you mean?
Good question.
Flat-footed.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
All my flat-footed garbage.
Flat-footed garbage. Yeah.
And then the last one is from Hellraiser 2.
Okay, one of my favorite movies as well.
Yeah, I love this one. a maggoty carnival of blank, blank, and blank, awash in blank, and recommended only for those who thrive on such junk. From Variety. Don't worry about it. I'll just
No. Let me try.
Okay. I tried to cut it down. There's only like 4 blanks in this one.
So I'm just gonna do the blanks as we go.
Yeah. A maggoty carnival of
hack work
and
pedagogical
awash in
copper
and recommended only for those who thrive on such junk. You got it. It's perfect. Boom, 100%.
Nice.
Psych, you lost.
Aww.
It's a maggoty carnival of mayhem, mutation, and dismemberment, awash in blood, and recommended only for those who thrive on such junk. Variety, you have just earned one more customer if I had never seen that movie. That is a brilliant review.
I would see it,
Yeah, if I had read that, then I would immediately go out and rent Hellraiser 2. This person completely failed at their job.
That's the reason I really, really respected Roger Ebert.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if the movie was good, because he, it wasn't. I'm sure that. I mean, I think he had a really weird taste in movies. I think so too. But he would watch it objectively, and like he gave, I think it was Evil Dead 2, a really great review.
Did he?
When he first saw it, and if it was a good movie, it's like, hey, not for me, but if you really like, razor blades exploding out of clowns, whatever.
Yeah.
That's a made up movie. Yeah. Not Evil Dead 2.
It sounds good though. I
like it. Sounds pretty good. But then it's for you.
Yeah, right on.
No, but that's Variety. I would if I had never seen Hellraiser 2, I would absolutely watch it.
Yeah.
Based on that review, absolutely.
So there we go. That was the Eat It movie.
Yeah. Professional edition.
That was a professional edition.
Yeah. Mm. So we're getting back to Pumpkinhead a little bit.
Yes.
That is one of the movies that I feel like the cover kind of oversold the movie.
What was the cover for that one again?
It was just like a monster was sort of like a
arms stretched out, kind of.
No, he was sort of like Crip creeping, sort of at the bottom left hand or bottom right hand corner of the box.
Okay, I remember this.
I think I was expecting something a little bit more bombastic, I guess, than what I got with Pumpkinhead. I think the cover sort of ruined the Pumpkinhead experience for me, because it's really not one of my favorites.
Really, for me it is. I don't actually recall seeing the Pumpkinhead cover.
Yeah,
I remember hearing about Pumpkinhead, the Pumpkinhead movie when it came out, but I don't remember the cover at all or seeing it in the video store. And so, for me, I love Pumpkinhead. Maybe it's just because Lance Henriksen is all over that movie.
Yeah,
and Stan Winston does he did the special effects, and I think he directed it as well. Mm-hmm. And so the monster itself is totally badass. It's done well. I
got to watch the movie again because, again, I think I was expecting something a little another good example is The Serpent and the Rainbow.
Oh, I love this movie.
That was one where it's there's a box, and I read the back, and it's voodoo, this and that, and all this stuff. And
it's got Bill Pullman covered in white blood, and he's screaming out of a coffin. Yeah,
and I guess it's based on a true story too, which is even more fucked up. But that's another movie where the sort of the cover, I wasn't 17 years old and renting 10 movies at the video store for the for the weekend to go home and watch. A 2-hour think piece.
Right.
That's not what I was after.
Really?
So The Serpent and the Rainbow and Pumpkinhead as well were both two that were, you're calling your movie Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
I'm just
Charlie
expecting
Brown in there somewhere.
Yeah, I was just expecting this monster to just go insane. So
okay.
But yeah,
Fair
I think
enough.
those were two covers that sort of oversold the movie. Viking massacred the movie for me, so to speak.
Now it's a verb.
Yeah.
Would you consider that an adjective or a verb? I guess it could be both.
No, it's straight up verb. Straight up verb. Yeah.
Viking massacred.
Yep.
Okay. Right on. For me, the covers that just come to mind for great expectations and very little payoff.
Yeah.
There was Night of the Creeps. And I know this is like a fan favorite of so many people because, I mean, it has everything. There's zombies, there's science fiction, there's monsters, there's evil science, there's Tom Atkins mustache.
Yep.
There's all this stuff that should equal a really good movie. But to be honest, I fall asleep. This one, it bores me.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that when there's so many people that love it.
Yeah.
And the cover is really cool. Like, it has this dude in a tuxedo, obviously on his way to prom, picking up his date, but his face is all cracked and weird and bloody because he's dead or fucked or something. I don't know what happened to this guy, but I want to know. Mm-hmm. And so I imagine like this guy is just a wide awake walking nightmare.
Yeah.
And he's coming to pick up someone's daughter. And it's going to be bad news because if he doesn't get this daughter, then you're going to break his heart. And who knows what's going to happen. If someone can walk around with his face like that, who knows what's going to happen when he gets desperate.
That's actually really interesting when, because like we both sort of wrote movies based on the cover.
Yeah,
you know what
totally.
I mean? And we were kind of talking about this a little bit before we were, while we were just sort of warming up.
Yeah.
And how we just don't know if kids still get that feeling when they look at cover art, because like it's gone for us,
Right.
Like we've been around the block, I don't know how many times, but I wonder if there are still like 11 and 12-year-olds that are, I mean, I don't know, there's no really video rental stores anymore, but even like if they're just like surfing on Netflix, and they see that movie with the dude with the knife, whatever.
Yeah. Does the little avatar or JPEG give the same, or give a reasonable facsimile of what we went through at the video store? I wonder.
Yeah. And
another one that.
And I was going to say it, and I think that's that's just, it's kind of really wonderful that Night of the Creeps, like you wrote this entire movie just with your child's imagination.
Yeah.
That's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
And then when I saw the movie, I stopped loving.
Yeah.
Another one was Curtains. Do you remember this cover? This is the one. It's got a young girl. It's a painted cover, and it's a young girl. Maybe, I don't know. She looks like she's 5 or 6 years old, and she's opening curtains and standing there in her nice, pretty little baby doll dress.
Yeah.
And the curtains are actually like skin curtains, and it's the mouth of a huge, sad, old, hairless man.
Okay.
Whose body is just the whole red, bruised background. It's like, check this out online or wherever. It's really one of the most beautifully painted and completely disturbing covers I remember seeing ever.
Yeah.
And like this little girl is walking out of the curtain-like mouth of this huge man creature. And like for this one, I couldn't even fathom what the story was. It's too much of a mystery. I could just picture like snippets of what might terrify me. Mm-hmm. When I saw the movie, nothing terrified me. There's some dude in a mask that's a little bit creepy, but that's about it. And it has the mom from Cronenberg's The Brood.
Okay.
And she can be a little intense.
Yeah.
But that's the extent of it for Curtains.
Yeah.
No,
it's I'm trying to think of more. Like I mean, I spent most of my teenage years just trying to find like anything, any like the more obscure the better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not to be like whatever. You know, like I've seen more I've seen more movies than you have, but it's
what's in the back of your zine today?
Yeah. Right. But no, yeah, I would, hey, a video store is closing, and I would go there.
Yeah.
With the $25 that I saved up and bought, right. and buy 5 or 6 movies, and as long as I had not ever heard of them ever, like I picked them up. Like is it called Dead Again?
That sounds familiar. What's the?
I've been looking for it. Like I don't think it's Dead Again. I think Dead Again was like a Demi Moore movie or something like that. But anyways, it's these like no good teens break into this house and have a party.
Okay.
But the house is haunted.
Okay, this narrows it down quite a bit.
And the ghosts start killing them. It's kind of like Home Alone, but with a ghost.
Okay.
Is the idea. So, but yeah, and I still think of that one every now and again, because that actually wasn't a terrible movie. And the cover was like this blue ghost with a noose around his neck, like jumping, like action jumping through a window. It's like that's pretty metal. Like that's awesome.
Badass, yeah.
And the movie was pretty good too.
Okay.
The movie was pretty good.
Do you remember this movie called DEFCON 4? This was a science fiction movie, but it was always in the horror section.
Okay.
And this cover has a huge, I don't know, like satellite space station, and it looks like it's on its way. It's too close to the ground, like it's already fallen out of the atmosphere.
Right.
And then it's in the background. The midground is a desert landscape, and in the foreground is a skeleton in a spacesuit.
Skeleton have eyeballs?
No, completely.
That's why I never saw the movie.
Okay, there we go. Like you just saw the skeleton eyes? No, fuck. Nope. Done.
That's not how we do it.
Yeah, you lost my business, buddy. And this cover also fascinated me, and then I finally saw the movie years later, and I didn't know that it was the movie to this particular cover. This has also happened quite a few times.
Yeah. That
I've seen a movie as a teenager or as an adult, and I think that movie kind of blew, and I'll check it out online just to see whatever I can find. Jesus. Whatever little things I can find about the movie to make it, I don't know, because I'm interested. And this was one of those that I saw. This movie is so dry, and they tried but missed the mark.
Yeah.
The DEFCON 4, this sounds familiar. Why does it sound familiar? Because this movie is just a snooze fest.
Yeah.
And then there it is. There's the box art that fascinated me as a child. Beyond words. It's a falling satellite coming out of orbit, desert wasteland, burnt earth, and a skeleton in a spacesuit, half buried in the sand. This should be the best movie ever. No, I bet skeleton didn't have eyeballs, and if that's where I went wrong.
One thing that we've taken away from this entire episode is that should be your first indication.
Stay vigilant, people. Yeah. Vigilance is going to see you through this crisis of eyeless skeletons.
Right.
Stick with the eyeball skeletons. You're going to be all right.
It's going to be okay. Anyways, what's your? I'd really like to know what our anyone who's listening. Was there any? Were there any like horror movie covers or just any movie covers that like really fascinated you as a kid?
Mm-hmm.
And how did the movie hold up once you saw it? And then vice versa. Are there any movie covers that totally oversold?
Yes. Totally
oversold that movie.
Yeah. I would really like to know too. Yeah, email us at bighumandead with your answer. bighumandead@gmail.com. Don't just fire it into the ether with bighumandead stuck somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Direct it at bighumandead@gmail.com.
That's correct, yes.
Or hit us on Twitter with the answer at WaterlooGN.
Mm-hmm.
Or just leave it in the comments.
I'd really like to see you leave it in the comments because, you know, we said all of our answers out loud. So,
that's true.
You know.
Yeah, don't be bashful. Don't be shy.
It's okay.
Yeah, be proud of your pedagurgical upbringing.
Yeah.
And whatever you might have to say.
Or your hack workage. I don't know.
Don't hack work your way through life. Be
Yeah.
loud and proud and
Yeah.
show off your whatever. Tom Atkins' mustache is
Yes,
pretty
correct.
like it should be the star of more movies.
I
And
agree.
maybe it should have been featured as well.
Could you
More
imagine
box art
a skeleton
with eyes?
and that mustache?
The Atkins mustache.
You're welcome, Hollywood.
Yeah, another few million out of our pocket.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is unbelievable.
All right, we're going to roll out of here with another song. And tonight, our closing song is going to be The Love Song from King Missile off of his album They.
Cool.
I think this song pretty much sums up exactly what we've been saying from our childhood perspectives, looking at all the box art. And there we are. Good night, Buddy Black.
Good night, Rob Ayers.
Till next week. Oh, don't forget to subscribe so we catch you next week.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
Tell a friend.
Sorry, I was a little distracted. I just wanted to confirm real fast. When you said they,
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure if the skeleton on the cover of They Live has eyeballs. Absolutely does.
Nice. One more theory turned into fact.
This might actually be a pretty solid theory.
I think so.
All right. Good night, Rob.
All right. Good night, buddy.
Good night, everybody.